I'm Terry Young. Did you know that feelings are based on what you have done, right or wrong? You feel good when you do what's right. You don't feel so great when you do something wrong. Even non-believers know this. That's why they set out to do good things, so they will feel good. I'm thinking about that scripture in 1 John 3:18 that says, "Dear children, let us not love with word or tongue, but in action and in truth." Maybe you're familiar with that scripture. And if we go further down in that chapter to verse 21, it says, "Dear friends." Now he says, "Dear friends, dear children." He is talking to believers. And he says in verse 21, if our hearts don't condemn us, we have confidence before God, and we receive from him anything we ask of him, because we obey his commands and do what pleases him. We all like that scripture, and it's a very, very important truth. If you do what's right, you go into the presence of God, into his throne room, and you ask in faith for something, and you have faith because you feel good about what you've done. Those feelings are helping us to have faith when we ask God for something. But I really love verse 19 of that chapter, 1 John 3:19. It says, "This then is how we know that we belong to the truth, and how we set our hearts at rest in his presence whenever our hearts condemn us." And verse 20 says, "For God is greater than our hearts, and he knows everything." Sure, your heart is going to condemn you if you're not doing what's right. But we have got to learn how to set our hearts at rest in his presence. He's greater than our heart. He knows everything. He already knows what you've done. And whether you feel like it or not, you are allowed into the throne room of God. So it's our job to set our hearts at rest when we approach him. Some people think, well, I am not perfect. I can't be perfect. I continue to do things that I shouldn't do. Therefore, I can't have anything from God. I can't even ask him because I don't feel right. And I am telling you today, based on this scripture, that if you will set your hearts at rest, you can go into the throne room of God and discuss with him what you need from him, and you can ask of him whatever you need, and you can have peace, feel peace and rest in his presence, and you can go into that throne room any moment of any day and get whatever he would have for us to have.